What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new video. We're going to be getting in today about how difficult it is to keep a certain level of player if that club doesn't reach expectations of that said player. We're going to get into that today, especially after how Tanaka's comments have been released from Gold Japan this week. We'll get into that. But before I continue, thank you to Mr. P, Ash, and Russ for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, guys. Keep the support coming. It helps keep the channel afloat, and all members of the channel. Big up to every single one of you. Thank you for that support. And if you want to become a member of the channel, the link is in the description. So let's get into this, because how Tanaka, who is clearly one of our best players, has made a couple of admissions. And it shouldn't be of surprise to people. I'm very interested to see, especially from my channel, I'll say, if anyone is actually surprised about what he would have said, what he said. I don't think there will be. I don't think I've got that audience still, but maybe there might be one or two of you still surprised. But let's get into it, because how Tanaka did acknowledge, and this is an interview we did with Gold Japan before the season started, but he did acknowledge that there would have been interest for him to move if Leeds United didn't get promoted. He knew that at a certain point there was a good possibility that he could move to the Premier League with or without Leeds United, and that would have been on the table if Leeds United had failed to get promotion. Now, people were saying, well, when did we ever look in doubt of getting promoted? Remember the Meslier times, people. Until Meslier got dropped, we were sinking a little. Our form was starting to get shaky. Sheffield United was starting to move up, and we looked like we were going to slip out the top two. And we know what would have probably happened from there. And this is the kind of time he's talking about. So he made a couple of these comments. He felt nervous during the running period in the tight race for promotion. There was also the view that if I was doing so well in games, I could move up even if we weren't promoted. However, I was well aware that transferring isn't easy, so I was determined to get promoted. The opinion pieces there. The last 2 months were really tough. Every week I played while thinking that I didn't want to play. If I had played, there was a chance that we would lose points. I was so nervous that I thought, I'll do anything, just give me 3 points. It's not like a championship race. It's more like heaven or hell. Finishing third and not getting promoted is the same as finishing 18th. If we get promoted, we'll go to the Premier League, the dream stage of the world. That's how important it is for the team to get there. Coming here really made me realize just how big a club Leeds is, which is why I wanted to get promoted. I didn't really understand it before I came here, not even the history or atmosphere of the stadium. But once I got here, I really realized that this is a club that has to be in the Premier League. It's not often you get to play at a football club with such a history. It was my first time playing at such a club, so I felt a sense of mission and responsibility. So even if we came in second or third, it would have been a completely different story, and I don't want to experience that tension again. And I don't think I'll ever experience it again. We'll get back into that. Asked about the sport, the fans, yeah, the sport, the fans, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so yeah, we'll go with that one. So even if we came second or third, it'd be a completely different story, and I don't want to experience that tension again, and I don't think I'll ever experience it again. So there you have it, people. That just goes to say that if we do get relegated this season, bye Hal. He ain't coming back. But what I want to give my thoughts on here is that I honestly don't understand the mindset of when players say things like this and fans get upset. I honestly don't get it, and maybe it's because I'm just too close with certain players, and you hear all the different kind of stories that they tell, and all the different kind of jokes that they let off about things that you deem serious as a fan, but they just go, it's just a Monday to me. But when a player says this, it doesn't surprise me, because I've always said a player that goes to your football club does not love your club the way that you do as a fan. And I don't know how people can't separate that. So what how Tanaka said does not surprise me, and it doesn't disappoint me either. You know, it's business. How Tanaka came for 3 million. If we failed to get promoted, there's no doubt he would have got a move, by the way. He would have definitely got a move. There was Premier League interested in him already, and I'm sure there's still Premier League interested in him in the summer. What I am glad, though, is that he didn't leave, because with the way we've recruited this summer, we would have probably replaced How Tanaka with, I don't know, Tom Kearney, Tom Davis from Sheffield United, just some bread and butter midfielder with no tech. You know what? So I'm glad that he actually did stay. But his words of no concern to me, but it's more about when you don't reach a certain player's expectations. And we've seen it previously with Rafinha. We always knew that Barcelona was on the cards, but could we have put it off for one more year if we had recruited properly and given him some real players to play with? Maybe. Maybe it would have probably just been another year, but a hell of a year it would have been. Calvin Phillips, you're talking about an extreme example here of someone that is a fan of the football club. But at the time, that move to Man City was never going to happen again if you left it another year. But could he have possibly stayed if we had recruited better as well? Maybe. You never know. And as much as he loved Cooper, Ayling, and all these guys as friends, and they'll have a bond forever, he knew for his career, if he wants to win stuff or genuinely challenge for stuff, that squad was not going to do it. So he's going to leave. And there always comes a point for a player where they outgrow a football club, or and in our case, as you see with some of the players that we've got here, we've outgrown some of the players, but they're still here because they're harder to shift. But Tanaka would have been easily sold. And it just goes to the point as well with Tanaka saying that he's never going to want to do that again. We get relegated. Bye Tanaka. He's not staying here. And there's a couple of others that are put along those lines as well. And I just urge you just to go back to their signing videos with the actual football club, which is kind of telling as well. You know, it wasn't the draw of Leeds United for Goodmanson. By the way, no concern about Goodmanson, people. He scored one on goal. You know, as long as he doesn't turn into Frank Sinclair, you know, he's fine. He had a good game otherwise, didn't he? So, yeah, no concerns over Goodmanson. But him, Goodmanson, and Stack, both of their videos were very heavy in terms of saying the Premier League is what attracted me. You read between the lines and you even listen to some of the things they said. It wasn't really Leeds United. I think if we were battling against another clubs that were maybe further up the table, maybe they don't come to Leeds United. Maybe they do. Who knows? It's all ifs and buts with that. But the big draw for them was the Premier League. And this is where you get the problem of possibly getting relegated. But let's just say we just about stay up, people. Let's just say we scrape it on the last day. Euphoria, 17th. Man, I'll be streaming 24 hours. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll be here all day. So join me for that. But if we finish 17th, there's still the possibility that, say, a Tanaka who will have interest. By the time this season finishes, Tanaka's stock will have risen even more than it has already. There'll be interest from clubs that are further up the table that will be saying, hey, we're challenging for Europe. We'd love to take you. And Tanaka will probably look at it and say, look, I stayed another year where I could have possibly got a move to a bigger club or in a better scenario. Please allow me to leave. So it's not always just the case that because you stay in the Premier League, you're going to keep them. But my Lord, if we do get relegated, we're not seeing Stack. I doubt we see Goodmanson as well. I think he'll want to stay at the top level, whether it be in the Premier League or going back into Europe again. And Tanaka, say bye-bye. We will keep some of the players just by default and by some of their values of where they are right now in their careers. But the better players will be looking for an exit strategy. So that's just from me, just to say Tanaka's comments don't surprise me. If we hadn't got promoted, I said that he would have been one that I think like a Brighton would have tried to come in for. I think a team like that would have come in for him, maybe a Bournemouth as well. But we managed to keep him, which is good, especially when you consider what we got this summer. It's good. But hopefully we can build off this, build with players like Tanaka, like Goodmanson, like Stack, and getting better players to complement them next season. But we've got a tough job to do, first of all. But I just wanted to get into that in regards to Tanaka's comments. So give me your thoughts in the comment section, people. Let me know what you think in regards to Tanaka. Do you hold it against him? I hope not, but there'll always be one or two. I know it. I know. I can see already. But yeah, like the video before you go, people. Free to do, helps out the channel immensely. So please don't forget to do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.